Hello World Wide Web, I'm Dr. Shado, the internet personality with the best hair, and I still know what you did last summer. That being 2 summers ago, so not last summer, but I remember that summer too. Yep, it's time to dig into the 1998 sequel to 1997's I Know What You Did Last Summer. I still know what you did last summer, because when you have a long, awkward title, it's best to make it even longer and less grammatically correct. And it's either that or I Know What You Did Last Summer too, but that could come off as I also know what you did last summer. And being a slasher sequel spat out 1 year later, it shouldn't surprise you that I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, not exactly high marks for creativity. Julie, she's back, but haunted by the memory of Ben Willis, the man she thought she killed last summer. As well as the summer previous to that, but, it just makes me think maybe the series should be called I'm Not All That Great at Homicide for Summer Again. But nevertheless, let's take a look at I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, and enjoy the horror movie sequel tradition of the body count rising. We open up to church. Looks like Julie here is still having a real hard time dealing with that whole, kill the guy thing. Despite the fact that the end of the movie clearly pointed out that she didn't actually kill anyone at that point, unless you count the climax, which was a clear case of self-defense. Now it's character growth. She still has that guilty conscience just eating away at her. The priest is like, don't sweat it. I already know.
I know what you did last summer.
But it was all just a dream. Not the killing a guy thing. That was just bullshit. Embarrassed, Julie leaves class, but is followed close by a close friend, Willis Benson, played by Matthew Settle.
I had another dream,
The one in the shower?
No, one in church.
Ah, great. The end of the last movie was also just a dream, despite all of the written notes. Yeah, I read in my dreams too, but you gotta admit, when you look away for a second, it gets a little wonky. It turns out all that everything going great on the dean's list bullshit was also just a dream, because guess what? She's just as shit in her studies as she was in the last movie. But there is one difference.
Thanks for the taco. You're good to me, you know that?
I am?
Yeah.
Her relationship status. She's actually still going steady with Ray. Someone should probably tell her that, though. Someone like Ray! Ray's like, hey, who the fuck's that douchebag you're getting sweet on?
Oh, that's Will. He's a friend, you'd like him.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. I mean, just in between my life of never getting to see my girlfriend and being elbow deep in fish guts, I just love to hang out with your friend-zoned best friend who is absolutely never going to snap any second now. Ray offers her something even better than new dick. Crabs! A crab boiled down at Bumfuck McSmalltown. But Julie's like, no, I'm a college girl. We got standards, and good old-fashioned country living is so passé.
Why didn't you stay up here? Fireworks over the river, a million little things to do.
I have to work, Julie.
Listen, bitch, these fish ain't gonna gut themselves. Her rejection of small-town living hurts Ray. So yeah, their relationship is the usual. He cares and she doesn't. Except she does. Except she doesn't. Either way, when she gets home, she finds she has other problems to deal with. There is someone in her closet!
What are you doing in my closet?
I thought you were out of town.
What the hell are you doing in my closet?
Julie, I thought you were out of town. Look, I just wanted to borrow your black skirt, but I'm not ready to die for it.
You thought she wouldn't be home, and so you decided to rob her ass. Am I getting that right? Nah, this would be Julie's bestest friend, Carla, played by Brandy Norwood. How good a friend is she? Good enough to say, fuck that country boy Ray, why don't you jump on some big Willie?
Yeah, but there's nothing between Will and me. Yet.
Don't let something like romantic interest or basic physical attraction stop you. The best affairs are born out of spite. Carla's working at the club tonight and she insists Julie come to calm her nerves. Julie's like, no, I have absolutely no desire to go. Thus she goes, and wouldn't you know it, Carla and her man, Tyrell, played by Mackie Pfeiffer, conspire to get Julie to dance with none other than Big Willie.
This wasn't my idea.
What?
I said this wasn't my...
Let's go.
Hey, you'll be fine. Do you think?
Be good, Julie.
Trying to see just what in the hell Carla sees in this man. Or is it that the movie is trying to tell us she's really not as good of a friend as she's letting on? The first thing he ever does that is at least semi-decent date material is get her a drink. But when he heads to the bar, she is alone and sees the fishermanest fisherman who has ever fished watching her from above. Thus, she decides to say fuck it and leave, returning to her boring life. Boring except for Carla being the best worst roommate ever.
Oh, I love when they do that.
Okay, that could break the machine.
Oh, please, Julie. Oh, that's Ty. Thanks.
My number's unlisted.
Julie, will you relax?
You might be in constant fear for your life, coasting between one psychotic episode to the next, but fuck you. But what's this? This is not Ty, but a radio contest calling random folks for a chance to win a trip to the Bahamas.
All you have to do to win is tell me the capital of Brazil.
That's easy. You capitalize the B in Brazil. These young, intrepid college students have absolutely no idea, as neither of them took geography. Not to fear, for pre-ground coffee is here to save the day.
Rio de Janeiro!
Oh no, did you say Rio?
Hey, it's in Brazil. How many capitals this country got anyway? The radio host is like, good enough. You win the grand prize, a trip for 4 to the Bahamas. That means Carla, Ty, Julie, and who?
Like this weekend?
Yeah.
So you can go away with your college friends, but you can't go away with me.
Ray, she is trying to go away with you. To the Bahamas. That's what an invitation is. An invitation to the Bahamas. Not bumfuck McSmall Town where everyone knows your name when you wind up in the obituary. The Bahamas. But it's Ray's turn to be a dumbass and failure of a romantic partner. He's like, nice idea, but hear me out. Fish guts. So fucking stupid that even his best friend and coworker, Dave, played by John Hawkes, is like, the fuck are you doing? You developmentally challenged here? And Ray points out he intends to propose to Julie. Which means yes, because the Bahamas would be the perfect place for that.
Listen, I should call Julie back. Tell her I'm coming.
No. You should have just told her that on the phone instead of just being a complete fucking moron for no reason.
Oh, no way, man. Surprise her. She'll be psyched.
Or being a moron for a moronic reason. So while Dumb and Dumber hatch the romantic surprise of a lifetime, Carla's like, just jump on that big willy already. But first she wants to give Ray time. That night, Ray and his friend drive out of Southport towards Julietown. But what's this? There is an accident in the road. Dark, suspicious, no one around. Act 1 in a horror movie. Of course, Ray decides to slowly go over and check to see if he's okay. But it is not a real dead body. Who starts a horror movie without showing the first kill? Which would be Dave, as the fisherman comes out of the shadows and murders the fuck out of him before chasing Ray off the road, leading to him tumbling down the drop-off.
Girl, it's getting down to the wire.
Stupid Ray thinks he can stand up Julie just because, oh, I got attacked in the middle of the night by this fisherman. Oh, he killed my friend. Oh, I have to work extra hours now to pay the hospital bills. So Ray ain't coming. But you know who is? Big Willie.
I'm really sorry about Will, but I mean, he's my friend too, and I didn't want my ticket to go to waste.
And what would have been your plan if Ray had shown up? The two of them have an impromptu street fight, winner take all? Not that Will would have much of a chance based on how absolutely terrified of flying he is. Really looking like prize boyfriend material right there.
Deep breaths. Some folks just can't fly.
On the one hand, I get it. On the other hand, the few times I've flown, I was like, hell yeah, I am strapped down to this little shitty chair tied to a tin can, strapped to a couple of engines, blasting along the skies at 30,000 feet going 500 miles an hour. This is fucking awesome. And of course we have the juxtaposition of that scene where, on the boat from the mainland, it turns out Ty becomes incredibly seasick, something that doesn't bother Big Willie in one little bit.
Some folks just can't sail.
It must be a pain in the ass to staff aircraft carriers. No bother. Before long, they arrive at their destination, and then we never bring that up again. But trust me, motion sickness takes a while to recover from. But nestled within this serene, beautiful resort, there is something far more sinister and nefarious lurking within the shadows.
You gotta be shitting me.
Jack Black! In quite possibly his most hated role. The uncredited fat Jamaican guy, Titus. He exists to, offer weed to people and, generally be annoying.
Everybody needs something. What about the ladies, the sweet young ladies? Is there anything I can do?
Take a bath.
Oh, damn, that's cold, woman. All right.
Most every other character actually works at this resort, but Titus here exists to show us, the viewers, that unemployment is a very far-reaching problem in this world. Once they go to check in, they find out there is no one there. At least no one willing to deal with them.
Oh, excuse me. Excuse me.
She's not here to deal with your shit. No, not your metaphorical shit, anyway.
Hello? Yeah.
But the guard dog does not like Tyrell, and will disappear from this movie going forward, so don't pay it any mind. Eventually, they get the attention of the manager, Mr. Brooks, played by Jeffrey Combs. He hands them their room keys to the honeymoon suite, and also points out that the reason it's so quiet is because everyone's leaving for the season.
It's the 4th of July weekend. Storm season begins today. Clouds roll in like clockwork.
Because while they thought they were getting a tropical vacation, it turns out the weather here is going to be tropical, but tropical storm tropical. Yeah, no bother. At least they got some banging ass rooms, as noted by the bellhop.
201 and 202. Don't use these much.
Estes, played by Bill Cobbs. Though, of course, I recognize him most for his role as Jack Lamb in Demolition Man. The future one, the older one.
We won a competition.
Oh, and what did you have to do?
Guess the capital of Brazil.
Rio, baby.
That's right.
Just smile and nod. Ain't worth arguing about at this point. Nevertheless, Julie will be staying in her suite with Big Willie, while her real boyfriend, Ray, is in a stable condition at the hospital. The investigators say he was saying something about a fisherman, his friend being murdered, but probably just the wind that hit his head or something. They'll ask him again when he gets up. But when he gets up, he leaps out of the window and runs the fuck off! Well, that's one way to get out of paying the bill. Anyway, we still got more characters to introduce, like the bartender, Nancy, played by Jennifer Esposito.
I think I smell man trouble.
Yeah. No, not anymore.
Did he dump you?
No, I shot him.
Who has a way of really making you watch what she's putting in your drink. But the real horror in this bar is the dark figure standing in the corner.
Ooh, karaoke.
Karaoke. It is pronounced karaoke. Who was the first asshole who said karaoke, and why the hell have we just all been playing along for the last couple of decades? Carla is excited to get Julie to sing. Julie's like, no, absolutely not. I have no desire to sing, and there is no way you're making me sing. So she gets dragged up there to sing, belting out a little I Will Survive. Spoiler alert much? What's this? The KJ is in on it!
What do you mean?
He did something to the screen. I swear to God, it said...
Julie, what's wrong?
I swear to God, it said...
What do you mean?
Julie, what are you talking about?
You've been living with this woman on her psychotic episode since last summer, and this still confuses you? But it's not like nobody cares about Julie. Look! A jump scare from Big Willie is his best attempt at being a good friend for her. Considering her screaming and flailing, he decides to leave her alone for now. But you know who isn't being left alone? The dockhand, Derek, played by Benjamin Brown. As Jack Black leaps from the shadows and attacks with the power of annoyance. The dockhand tells him to kindly go fuck off, and so he does, which means he is too far away to hear the dockhand scream for help as the cloaked fisherman murders the fuck out of him. "30 or so feet distance is far enough for video game stealth, at least. Remember the rule, when you're watching mundane bullshit that clearly is going nowhere, that's a sure sign we're about to get a kill, even if the mundane bullshit is so weird it makes no sense."
Housekeeping. Housekeeping.
Like the cleaning lady going door to door, knocking and talking and waiting intently for an answer, well after we have established there ain't nobody fucking here. But there is blood on her hands. That's because... Very poor strategy, Mr. Fisherman. She would have done a bang-up job helping to clean up all the dead bodies, just saying. And of course you all remember the rules about characters getting down and dirty. That is sure to end in horror.
No water sports after midnight. That's hotel policy.
This motherfucker is a supernatural evil, and you cannot convince me otherwise. Look. He just started smoking that weed after it was submerged underwater for God knows how long. He is not of this reality. Carla is frustrated. She can't find her hair tie. Ty can't find a minute to bone her, and Julie suddenly can't find her toothbrush. But she does find something. dead face over here. Just unbeknownst to anyone, was dragged in and hidden in her closet. I know there's not really that many people on the island to notice, but the fisherman's been busy. Julie's like, there is a corpse in my room. But of course, by the time everyone checks, it's all clean. Not a cadaver in sight. You know, the trunk scene from the first movie. Just, again.
God damn it, Tyrell. I am not going crazy. He was in there.
Oh, yeah? Then where's he now, Julie? Huh? Where's the dead guy?
In a better place? Julie doesn't care how much no one believes her. She wants out right this minute.
Fine, then I'll call the mainland and I'll get a boat.
Phones went down a few minutes ago.
Wouldn't the scene have worked better if he just let her grab the phone? Because why stop her from picking up a dead phone? She starts freaking out because the phone line's dead, and then he calmly points out that obviously it's dead because of the storms. You know, just think that would have worked a lot better in my opinion. She tries calling anyway, but yeah, it's down, so nuts to that. No use trying for a boat either, because remember, the storm is coming. The animated birds get the fuck out of there, and horror of horrors. Not content to merely interrupt other characters, Titus is now interrupting the entire damn movie! On the bright side, there's a figure shifting around the shadows, closing in on Jack Black.
Can I help you?
God damn it!
Favorite part of the movie, right there. Second place probably goes to when the fisherman grabs the shears and stabs the son of a bitch with them. Farewell, Titus. You existed. You annoyed. Your name is strangely similar to Titus. Amen. But how's Ray doing? Yeah, been better. He's one of those characters who spends most of the running time in side scenes explaining how he's going to show up just in time for the climax. At least he's getting prepared, pawning that handy-dandy engagement ring for a gun.
Is you loaded?
The fuck kind of country boy are you? No, it ain't loaded. You don't leave it loaded on display, and bullets don't just come with the gun. If anything, he's had a better weekend than Ty, who was promised the world, but things ain't exactly going to plan.
Another beautiful day in paradise, with Julie as our tour director. This psychotic episode.
He could be upset at Carla for inviting her, but I'm pretty sure he's still trying to get laid.
I'm starting to think I'm crazy too.
Julie, nobody thinks you're crazy, okay?
Motherfucker just called her psychopathic. That tends to fall within the wheelhouse. But the real terror of this horror movie is global warming.
The greenhouse effect has caused the Gulf Stream to shift, and almost every meteorological expert expects some dramatic increase in tropical depression, which cause hurricanes, massive coastal flooding.
And like many a horror villain, it sure does walk slow, but ominously. But they must prepare for the horror ahead. So Carla practices kicking ass, while Julie works on her running upstairs skill. This ain't doing it for the whole vacation thing, though, so Carla's like, hey, I just so happen to have these indoor tanning beds, so why not lay yourself down and toast that Wonder Bread? Thus, Ty and Big Willie head off looking for Stoner Boy, and Carla continues to practice ass-kickery. Poorly. But wait! She hears weird noises coming from the laundry room.
Damn, how many pairs is in there?
And of course, she doesn't look dry at all. Gotta put the corpse in for another cycle again. Similarly, the guys discover Titus is dead. Cool, free weed. But what's this? The fisherman wants his bird extra crispy. So there's a whole lot of screaming and running all over the place. The guys bust Carla out. I didn't realize she was locked in anywhere. And they all hear Julie screaming for help. You guys want to try turning it off or unplugging it? Nah, that's not as dramatic as beating the shit out of the tanning bed until Julie is released from its grasp.
I'm not crazy. I told you I was not crazy. He's here.
And let's not get ahead of ourselves here. Just because, yeah, there is a killer about that doesn't necessarily mean you're not crazy. They figured now would be a good time to confront Brooks and get that radio call for help. But oh darn it, the killer already killed Brooks and smashed the radio. I feel like they're more upset about not being able to tell him off one last time. Well, that and the fact that there aren't even any boats to escape with, and Julie has had it.
He's gonna kill us one by one. Ooh, Finn Willis. Julie, stop that shit, all right? Finn Willis is dead.
And hey, would you look at that? You're not crazy meets I told you I'm not crazy, and the conclusion is, bitch, you're crazy. Carla is a bit upset to hear that, as it turns out, Julie killed Ben! Except she didn't kill Ben, so Ben returned to kill Julie. But he didn't kill Julie because Julie killed Ben! But as it turns out, she didn't kill Ben.
How can you not tell me the whole story? I'm your best friend.
Girl, let's not make a big fuss about honesty here when our introduction to your character was you robbing her ass. Ty thinks it must be the only other living man on the island. Gotta be him. Will agrees, and so they're off. Heading to Estes' chamber, they discover tons of weird voodoo shit.
Oh yeah, no doubt. This is our fucking killer.
Profiling much? You might not trust voodoo. Understandable, but, motive? Who needs motive when you have handy-dandy circumstantial evidence? Looky here. Ty's necklace, Carla's hair tie, and Julie's toothbrush, all used in voodoo spells. Well, Ty's heard enough. It's time to enact Operation Say Fuck It and Leave. They must all get off the island at once and split up for no apparent reason.
You guys should just wait right here.
No, why can't we come with you?
Because it's safer here, right? Just be a second. All right, 1 second.
Well, like, it's a climax. If we all stay together, it'll be safe and smart. Ugh. And wouldn't you know it, they just so happen to drop the girls off in the lobby, which just so happens to have that big damn globe they established earlier in the movie. How convenient. And Estes drops that truth bomb on them way later than he could have in the most terrifying way possible.
That's the capital of Brazil, not Rio.
And at no point all movie did these girls think to maybe double check that until just now. I mean, it was probably picked because that way they could just be like, Brazil? And boom, there you go, you win. But the killer just lucked out that these two are just incredibly stupid. It's no wonder Julie's failing. The guys double back like, we know you did it. And Estes is like, no, I was using voodoo magic, sure, but the kind that protects people, you judgmental assholes. Ty has had enough, again, and refuses to believe Julie that Estes is innocent. Any explanation is better than the ghost of Ben Willis.
How we know you ain't the one who set this whole thing up?
Well, for one thing, there is the fact that you motherfuckers literally dragged her along for everything she's been involved with all movie. Character motivations to be damned. And possibly far more important than that, she's been established to be pretty fucking stupid. Estes is like, Ben? Oh, fuck, I know Ben. He used to work here, don't you know? Been seeing him lurking around lately, though. Weird. The murder thing, that explained it. Big Willie maintains they can't trust Estes. But everyone else is like, yeah, sure, why don't you just show us that grove Ben's been snooping around? Along the way, he explains Ben had a couple of kids, boy and a girl, and a wife, and they stayed in the very same room that Julie is staying in at this resort. But one day, his wife was horribly killed. And the jury's still out on the exact details as to why, but anyway, hey, Julie, look, a fresh grave just for you.
I'm not gonna die on this island. Do you hear me? If you want me, Ben, come and get me. I'm right here.
I get it. You're doing the whole "what are you waiting for" scene again, like in the first movie. Except that in the first movie, I connected with that because of how long it was going, where he was just doing nothing. But here, he's been plenty active. He's not been twiddling his thumbs at all. Probably he's only got the one now.
Where did Estes go?
Why, Will? He can't help us anyway.
He's probably the only one who can.
Motherfucker's opinions are as trustworthy as a politician. So Big Willie heads out to find Estes, while the rest double back to the hotel. But what's this? Estes had his own boat to escape with. Probably not going to make it far with a rowboat in this kind of storm, but I appreciate his enthusiasm.
We're not going anywhere.
What?
And bam! Estes slaps Big Willie across the face with an oar. And we immediately cut away, because why should we have any kind of closure in that kind of scene whatsoever? Besides, we gotta establish, hey, the bartender is still alive. Turns out she was hiding in the pantry the whole time.
I've never seen a dead body before.
So I take it when you shot your husband, you just walked it off?
I'm tired, I'm hungry, I'm fucking horny, and personally I haven't seen one goddamn psycho killer.
Well, at least he finally got something he was looking for. Thus, Ty is dead as shit, so they must run. And run they do. Like, a lot. This is a long-ass running away from the killer scene, going over beams, getting your foot stuck, and of course, Carla getting flung out to the greenhouse, falling within, and needing to break out before Ben can get her. no, not the shoes. Now they're definitely gonna kill his ass. They try to hide in the storm shelter, but it's a bit less inviting when they realize it's full of dead bodies. But don't worry, Big Willie is here to help.
What happened?
Estes attacked me.
What? Wait, you think he's a part of this?
I don't know.
An honest response from a man who just realizes that, yes, he has an incredibly punchable face. Julie notes with all the blood on Will, they must find a first aid kit. So Carla and the bartender head off, while Julie tries to stop the bleeding.
I can't find a wound.
It's because it's not my blood.
But what's this? It turns out Big Willie has been fucking them the entire time! He was the radio man, he set this all up, and he will kill her! Later, first we gotta see the two in the lobby searching for the first aid kit, but this culminates in discovering that Estes has been impaled. Even worse, he inadvertently pins the bartender to the ground, and everyone's already been established to be too stupid to know, anything, so Carla, the ass kicker, just watches this happen. Okay, so that is literally every single character from the resort dead. Every last one of them barely a character and existed only to up the body count. Wonderful. Anyway, she hobbles and he chucks her out a window. Good enough. Now it's time for Big Willie's big villain rant, where he explains everything.
Think about it! You'll get it! Will Benson? Ben's son!
For he is Ben's son, Willis Benson! His name literally is Will is Ben's son. That's so fucking stupid. And how do you even pull that off? Shouldn't he have the same surname as Ben Willis? It should be like Benson Willis, right? Like, yeah, fuck this Tom Riddle shit. And yeah, in case you were wondering, yes, Ben is still alive, and they will kill Julie. But what's this? Ray has shown up to save the day. Fuck your hook, I got a goddamn handgun. Ray, when you got the bullets, did you remember to put them in the gun? Thus, the battle of the Bens commences. Benson tackles Ray while Julie bites Ben. Then they just kind of forget about Julie, as Benson beats the shit out of Ray, while Ben requests a nice target for a good, clean kill. And then... his hook digs into his beloved Big Willie instead. Oh, tragic. And we remember Julie is here.
Just fucking die!
And we forget that the gun wasn't working. Or how many rounds it carries, considering she fired 8 times out of a 6-round cylinder. Therefore, happy ending! Ben is dead. Probably. And Ben's son Benson is dead. Probably. But you know who isn't dead? Carla! Oh, and Ben, of course. But it was all just a dream! Probably. I'm just getting that out of the way before the sequel. Anyway, that was I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. And it's still not very good. On a basic level, I have to admit that I Still Know What You Did Last Summer does actually have some points over I Know What You Did Last Summer, in that the mystery, while not particularly deep or engaging, does actually matter from start to finish, rather than pulling a random baddie out of its ass at the 11th hour for the final battle. The problem is the actual story, characterization, and events that take up that running time is not nearly as high quality as the first. Really is a shame the first did the switcheroo at the end, because it could have been a truly great horror romp. And the second, while technically a more solid story, is still a derivative predictable by the number sequel. We up the body count considerably, bring back the baddie with very loose reasoning, and everyone who isn't part of the main friend group is effectively cannon fodder. I mean, I've seen worse movies by far. The Creature Wasn't Nice, anyone? But there really isn't a single character in this island outside of the 4 mains who has anything remotely close to an interesting story or any kind of character arc whatsoever. Estes comes the closest, but he's so underutilized he's got about 3 events to his name. Exist exposit, expire. Ray also does that annoying thing of needing to be there for the climax, but having nothing of importance in the events leading to it. And he calls the Coast Guard, which explains the Coast Guard, but you really care about that plot point that much? The three of them could have survived on the food in the pantry until the next scheduled boat just the same. Yeah, I'm taking too long and gotta wrap this up, but suffice to say, I Still Know What You Did Last Summer isn't really for fans of the first or fans of well done horror. It's a by-the-number sequel looking to make a buck on the original, and that's pretty much it. Check it out if you like background noise with occasional screaming. Otherwise, it's just gonna leave you hanging. Coming in at 2 mind-numbingly stupid college students out of 5. Maybe the Coast Guard was a good idea, come to think of it. Otherwise, Julie might have just tried swimming back. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I've been Shado. And remember, there is no such thing as waterproof weed.
And that's it.
That's all I got for today, man. Please, take the bake elsewhere.
All right.
Be careful, please.
Bullshit.